Welcome to the webinar, Marketing Trends for 2025, Strategies for Community and Technical College Growth. I am Suzanne Kart, Director of Marketing and Communications for NACCE. Before we get started on our topic, what we like to do is we like to make sure that people understand about the mission of NACCE and what we're all about. So NACCE is the National Association of Community College Entrepreneurship. And it's a community of college faculty, administrators, presidents, and chancellors who are committed to entrepreneurial mindset and innovative action. We have over 360 members in 47 states and Canada, impacting approximately 3.3 million students. And we are the nation's leading co-creator and distributor of resources, funding, and professional development to transform communities through community college engagement. Our mission, to engage members through entrepreneurial thinking and innovative action. Our philosophy, membership is the heart of what we do. And our vision is uplifting communities by elevating prosperity. So our organization was founded in 2002 at Springfield Technical and Community College of Massachusetts. And we've come a long way into 2023, including last year, we had a charitable donation of the SkillPoint digital platform valued at over $6 million. And we're going to touch on that a little bit today also as part of this presentation. So here's what we're going to cover. We're going to talk about what are the best marketing tactics to reach your target audience in 2025. Pretty simple topic. I want to tell you a little bit about myself so you kind of know what you're getting. I've been working at NACCE since last year. I started there, but I've been working in marketing education for like 20 years. I worked at a community college in Michigan. I worked for an e-learning company, and I worked for another adult education association. So I've been doing this for quite a while, and I started my career in the infancy of the World Wide Web. So I've seen a lot of change, and we've had to shift quite a bit over the last couple decades and how we are marketing to our target audiences. So one thing that I find when I'm talking to people out in the field is that people stress out about marketing. It's something that, especially since we just like every year, there's some new platform, there's some new technology that we're using, and it freaks people out. But it doesn't freak out me because I've been through this before. Like I said, when I first started in marketing, we were doing everything print-based and traditional broadcast-based, and that was it. We had email, but we really didn't know how to use it for marketing purposes yet. We had to figure that all on our own. But one thing that I have learned is that marketing is an art and a science. So most people who get into marketing do it because they're creatives, like they're writers, photographers, digital graphic designers. But really what makes effective marketing is the science behind it. So you can have the prettiest ad or the fanciest commercial ever, but if it doesn't reach your target audience, you can't reach your target audience if you don't know who they are. So you have to figure out who is your target audience. You need to figure out how you're going to reach them. And that's really where a lot of the changes have come in to marketing, in that we used to reach them through the mail before, and then we reach them through email, and now we have all this digital stuff. So reaching them is something that you need to know how you get to them. What will you tell them? What kind of messaging is going to resonate with them? What do you want them to do? And then how will you measure? How will you know what works and what doesn't work? Because a lot of times people are afraid to do that because they don't want to be told that what they thought was going to work and doesn't work. But the thing is if you do measure, you can do more of what is working and less of what's not. And that's where the science comes in. So I want to talk about some trends to leverage growth and engagement. So we have, we're really shifting from the younger millennials into the Gen Z population in terms of our target audience for colleges and tech schools, not to mention people who are retraining for new jobs. So one of the way that you can reach this is through short form video content. So you want to embrace platforms like Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts to showcase campus life, success stories, and quick how-to guides for enrollment. I want to focus on authentic, relatable content to be created by students, by alumni, faculty. And the thing is that you need to remember Gen Z consumes most of their media through digital video. So here's an example from Bakersfield College.
Bakersfield College hasn't been the same without you, but we're excited to welcome you back. We've taken this time to make innovations all across campus. Whether you're coming back in person or online, our classes work for any lifestyle. We have new buildings on the BC campus, and you can even attend classes at our locations in Delano and Arvin. Our new online student information desk lets you talk with BC counselors and other student support at a time that's convenient for you. The KCCD app improves campus safety and makes sure that we continue to have 0 cases of COVID-19 transmission on campus. If you enroll now, you can receive up to $6,000 to go towards your education. There's never been a better time to go back to school. Reimagine your life and create your future at the home of the Renegades.
So why does this work? Why is something like this so important? Well, first, it captures your attention quickly. So short form video, they're designed to convey messages succinctly, catering to limited attention spans of younger audiences, and it showcases authentic campus life. So platforms like Instagram Reels allow institutions to present genuine glimpses of student experiences, campus events, and academic life, helping students envision themselves as part of the community. Also, video aligns with media consumption habits. So we know that Generation Z predominantly consumes content through short videos on social media. And by utilizing these formats, colleges meet students where they are and where they're most active, increasing their engagement and outreach. So one of the things I always like to tell people when I'm talking about marketing is you're not always the target audience. So what might have worked 20 years ago for a Gen X or millennial audience may not work with Gen Z because they were really born into this information age. So they're digital natives. So if we want to reach them, we're going to get them through streaming because they consume their media on streaming. These are not kids who are young adults who are watching traditional broadcast or cable television. Everything's about the streaming. We also know that this enhances information retention. So viewers can retain 95% of a message when delivered via video compared to just 10% through text. So that's a very powerful tool and much more cost effective than it used to be. Another great thing to do, and you can do, are virtual and augmented reality experiences. So this is some really cool stuff. And you can offer virtual campus tours and immersive AR experiences to give prospective students a feel for campus life and programs. Using AR to demonstrate technical programs like healthcare or manufacturing in an interactive way. And I, again, reflect on my own experience when I was getting ready to go to college, and I wouldn't have even imagined this. You might be able to look at a brochure or talk to admissions rep that came to your school, but unless you went on an actual campus tour, you weren't going to get that same experience that you can get now. So Daytona State College has something that I think is pretty cool. It is a virtual tour. So I was playing around with this, and you can go ahead and you can see, so this is outside their Al Gale Lemarand Student Center, and you can take a look to see what it's like around there, which is kind of awesome. You can get closer in. You can click here, and it'll take you closer into the Student Center. And again, if you hit, you can see here where it's on the campus map. And so that's pretty cool. And let's see, if we can go back. So anyways, this is where we are on the campus map. So it's just I thought it was a pretty cool thing to do, in that you can check out what's going on on campus. Look over here, we can click on this arrow and walk down that way a little bit. We can see, if we go here, we can go to Echo Plaza. So you're really getting a sense of what the campus is like and what you can expect to see when you get there. So why does this, well, it works because it showcases campus facilities and student experiences. You can engage learners in more interactive ways and attract a more diverse and tech-savvy student body. So right now, our students, our future students, are expecting to have these kind of experiences. So we want to make sure that they have them. You also want to emphasize career outcomes. So here are some success stories from Wake Tech. And I love this page because it has not just the success stories, as you can see, like on the right side, on people who are in different types of courses from business to teaching, but it also has on the left side, which is the top of the web page, become a student. So there's a call to action there, and you can see what real students have been able to achieve with their education from Wake Tech. And then why does this one work? Well, it works because it showcases successful alumni in job placement. Community colleges can demonstrate the tangible benefits of their programs. It can help create pipelines for internships, apprenticeships, job placements, enhances institutional credibility. So there's a couple of things there. With Gen Z, they want an authentic experience, and you need to be credible. Also, you need to show how your program is going to result in the student getting a job upon graduation. The reason that is in our hyper-competitive environment right now, that's what young people want. I mean, that's what we all want, but this generation of students is hyper-focused on making sure that they get a job upon graduation. So community-centric messaging. So it's important that your college is a vital part of the local community. So if you're sharing stories about community impact, collaborations with local businesses and workforce development, it's very important that the people see that you are a vibrant part of a thriving community. So I have an example here from the University of the District of Columbia. It'll come up for me. Here we go. So this is a great page because this is actually a sole focus in on the economic and social impact of the school upon the District of Columbia. So you can see here where they're starting off with an overview, but then they get into some pretty nice infographics that show about the money that they've brought into the community. They're also showing about the jobs they're supporting and the visitors that they attract, as well as investments and generating tax revenue. And as you go through all of this on the impact of their capital investments, you can really see that they're really doing great things in DC. And that's important, to make sure that you're positioning your college or school in this way. And why does this work? Well, the reason it works is it enhances trust and credibility. So it goes back to that credibility thing, where young people, again, the digital natives, have been groomed their whole life to not really necessarily trust, everything that is told to them. So they want to see the proof. They want to see the proof in the pudding. It increases engagement. It represents authenticity, and it's cost effective. And it is valuable feedback to give to the community. So the next thing is gamified learning and engagement. So this is very interesting because even if you're like my age, we can attest to this. But growing up with video games and that whole culture has really impacted the way that people learn. So if you think in terms of a video game. You don't read the instructions and then try to play the game. You just jump in and try to figure it out, right? I even had a few years ago now a friend of mine who is a millennial, and she was teaching a knitting class, and she had a bunch of baby boomers in her class. So millennials were born in the 80s and early 90s, and baby boomers were born between 1946 and 1964. And they kept wanting to her to tell them how to do it, and she couldn't understand why. She was just like, "Well, let me show you, let me show you." So there was that gap there, and we have to be conscious of those kind of gaps that we might have with our target audience. So with gamification, we know that quizzes or challenges that align with career interests are popular. And the apps on social media campaigns to make enrollment process more engaging and effective and interactive. Now, I mentioned earlier that we were gifted a platform called SkillPoint, and this is a tool that our members can use. And what happens is people can come out and take this quiz. I'm going to just do a couple of the slides and then I'm going to tell you what happens. So it's asking you research, choose me or not me. I'll say, yeah, I like research. Entrepreneurial, yeah, I'm entrepreneurial. Precision, maybe not so much. So you go through this whole list, and at the end, what happens is that SkillPoint will give you a list of jobs that you'd probably be pretty good at. And again, it's just a 2-minute quiz. And then you find the job that, oh, that's interesting to me, technical writer. And I click on technical writer and it'll say, what's your zip code? And you type in your zip code and it'll say, here's where you can train to become a technical writer in your area. So this is one of those things that is a two-way communication, basically. And it's really been really effective with potential students. And why does this work? Well, we know from Adobe's Future of Creativity report that Gen Z is 50% more likely than previous generations to engage with interactive digital experiences. If any of you are within this group or have siblings in this group, or like me, I have kids who are Gen Z, you see that they are very equipped and they very much enjoy those digital experiences. You can offer interactive content such as quizzes, virtual tours of training facilities, live Q&A sessions with current apprentices and instructors. These are all great things that you can do to engage this demographic. You also can focus on micro-credentials and lifelong learning. So micro-credentials are a great way to upskill current employees. And if you're young and you want to show, you're just getting out of school or you want to try to get a new job, it's a good way to show that you have these skills. Here's an example from Maricopa Community College, and this is their 21st Century Skills and Pathway to Success. So what's really cool here is they're showing that you can take these, short bites of education and learn, get credentialed in behavioral health or data analytics or IT fundamentals, workforce professional skills, semiconductor technician, all sorts of great things that you can do there. And they even have a great call to action. They say it's free to apply and everyone is accepted. So I thought that's just really great. Another example, though, from Maricopa is for their non-traditional audiences. So they have here where they're talking about senior citizen tuition rates. And right now, learning in retirement is a big thing. We also talk about lifelong learning. There's also, workshops that you can look at and service learning. So lots of great stuff that will be able to, promote your various programs. And why does this work? Well, it works because it aligns your school with workforce demands and it provides flexibility and accessibility and provides recognition and credibility. So it's something that you can share on your resume, you can share on your CV, you can share on your LinkedIn, you can put in your applications that I am certified in these skills. It also provides flexibility and accessibility, so it's not something that's going to take you 15 weeks to do. And it appeals to the desire for continuous personal and professional development. It's interesting because of all the generations, Gen Z is the one that most subscribes to continual development and self-improvement, which I, when doing my research, was kind of surprised to hear that. It's also great to collaborate with industry partners. So let's talk about promoting partnerships with local industries and emphasize hands-on training, feature testimonials from employers who hire graduates. You know, it's an interesting thing too, because where I live in northern Michigan, there's a big need for chemical process technicians. So there, because I live near the Dow Chemical Company, it's a big multinational conglomerate. So if this is something that's of interest to you, Dow Chemical will pay to get you trained as a chemical process technician. And then if you graduate from the program, you're pretty much guaranteed a job with them. And those jobs pay like $50,000 a year. So those are great types of partnerships that you engage in. This is from the College of DuPage, and you can do a higher ed apprenticeship program. So apprenticeships for the current students, that hands-on learning is really, you know, something that they really are craving. So hands-on learning, partnering with local businesses, and getting apprentices in there and helping with their training for what the needs are in your community are all great techniques. And why does this work? Well, because it builds trust and legitimacy with the industry endorsement. It enhances enrollment and student engagement and aligns with workforce development trends, and looking at driving community and economic growth. So it's a win-win on both sides. And it differentiates community colleges from other institutions. So this is hands-on training where you get out quick and you can get a job right away. Now, before I take any questions, I want to talk to you just about some more upcoming events that NACCE is having. And the first one is we have a ton of webinars coming up, and we're constantly scheduling more. So as you can see, there's all these upcoming webinars, and you can find them on our website at nacce.com/events/webinars. And what just some great topics that we're working with our partners and really exploring more about entrepreneurship and workforce development and even marketing like we are doing today. We also have our Pathways to Prosperity event coming up, and this is in June. And this is going to be a fantastic event. So this is basically the best networking opportunity of the summer. And we're going to have the best experts, and we're going to be in Tallahassee. And that's a great state. Now, I'll show you some more about Tallahassee in a minute. Also, if you go to this page, you can check out our webinar that we did last month, which is a sneak peek to the summit. So you can find out a little bit more about the content and what's happening there. You can see our agenda is already up, preliminary agenda. So you can see all the great stuff that we're going to be talking about at this event. We also have our hotel information up. So we have a block of rooms at the Hotel Duval Autograph Collection, which looks fabulous. And then one of my favorite things that this is brand new. We just got this up on the website yesterday. We're going to have some really cool tours. So for the foodies out there, we're going to have the Tallahassee Entrepreneurship or Entrepreneurs Food and Drink Tour. And then we also have a tour of Tallahassee State College's CDL, as well as a tour of the Florida Public Safety Institute with an on-site lunch. And then lastly, our conference this year. We are going to California, and we're going to be in Coronado, California, which is near San Diego. And we have the page up and you can register. We do have a little bit about there, but we don't have the agenda quite yet. But it's going to be in October. So make sure you save the date. And we do have a great hotel, which some people from our staff went to another event there and said it was really awesome. So it's Lowe's Coronado Bay Resort. So you'll get to stay there and experience everything that California has to offer. So now at this time, I am able to take questions. Ellen, are you out there?
Hey, Suzanne, it's Ellen, and there's the only question that's come up so far is about the replay of today's webinar.
Okay, you will receive the webinar replay probably tomorrow, along with a link to the survey. So, and again, it's so quick; it's 5 questions. So if you can, please feel free to fill that out. It will really help us.
Okay, I have another question for you, Suzanne. How is accessibility impacting marketing choices?
We're kind of in a limbo right now with everything that's going on at the federal level, because there was a lot being done regarding accessibility online for people who are hearing impaired or vision impaired. But we're going to have to right now leave that up in the air until we see how all this shakes out with the federal government. Okay, I'm just going to give it one more second, and then I'm going to let you guys go about your day. I really wanted to thank you all for coming out, and it's always a pleasure to teach these webinars, and I'm so glad that we can all connect as a community of educators and entrepreneurs. So thank you again for coming, and I look forward to your feedback on our survey, and keep an eye out for the recording of this. Thank you.
Suzanne?
Yeah.
We do have another question that came through real
Okay.
quick. One approach is to, it's just some feedback. I'm sorry. One approach is to ensure video content has captions on it.
Yes, and that's a great suggestion. And most of our video platforms now, you can just do it automatically, so you don't even have to worry about doing it manually anymore. So that's a great option. And it's also great even if you don't have any issues, if you just like to don't hear as good as well as you used to when you were younger, right? Like on TV. But yeah, no, that's a really great suggestion. And thank you, everybody.